Congressman Tim Burchett and Fox contributor Flynn. It's great to have you both on. Let's first listen to this. Watch the White House press secretary today. She ignited outrage, saying that the White House does not have a tactical focus on cutting the supply of oil from Russia, as Putin kills Ukrainians and destroys the country. Watch this.
We are sending tens of millions of dollars per day, not per week, not per month, per day to Russia in oil. This government is funding these atrocities you're seeing on TV.
To hit them in the heart, you've got to go after what they're producing, and that is oil and gas. And we should be sanctioning their oil and gas, and certainly not spending American money to import Russian oil right now and helping them out.
You've heard me say this a few times before, but we don't have a strategic interest in reducing the global supply of energy. And that would raise prices at the gas pump for the American people around the world because it would reduce the supply available.
Congressman, your reaction?
Well, you're talking about 3% of our daily usage. I don't think the American public is too worried about that. I think we should watch the oil companies, of course, but I don't agree with Ms. Psaki at all. This administration, this war was lost a year ago when he shut down our production when President Biden took office.
You know, to the congressman's point, Flynn, you've been way out in front on breaking news on what's going on in the oil sector, Phil. You know, so we're going to ask for $10 billion for Ukraine. That's what the Biden White House wants. You know, how about stop buying billions of dollars in Russian oil?
I think that's the right first step. And you know what, Liz? The United States energy industry is out in front of this administration. They're already saying enough is enough. They're seeing what's happening in Ukraine, and they're saying we don't want Russian oil. We don't want blood money on our hands. And I'm hearing that from people in the industry. So I think it's already happening. It's self-imposed by the U.S. energy industry. They are leading. The Biden administration is behind.
You know, to Phil's point, Congressman, buying Russian oil is aiding and abetting the murder of innocent civilians, including children, and the destruction of a free democrat nation. Just as a power vacuum was left in Afghanistan, we left a power vacuum inside the worldwide energy industry that led to the emergence of Putin and other dictators.
I agree 100%. You know, that's why I proposed legislation to seize their assets, to seize their assets and use that money for our for U.S. aid to Russia. I mean, to the Ukraine.
You know, Phil, here's the thing. We've got reports of demoralized, Russian troops crying, surrendering without a fight. They're basically breaking down. They're saying we listened to Putin's propaganda for years, thinking that Ukraine was committing genocide. We thought we were going in as peacekeepers. So there seems to be a turnabout within Russia's own troops against Putin. There's that. And we had a foreign policy advisor to Putin, Andrei Kortunov, telling Sky News this invasion has been embarrassing. So why not throttle down now and stick it to Putin hard right now with an oil embargo?
I think they should, no doubt about it. And it shows the danger, when you have a press corps that basically is a mouthpiece for Vladimir Putin, and it's something we should learn. We should want to hear all sides of the story, just not the party line. And that's the biggest danger here. And, what worries me is that, here we are talking about Russia and Ukraine. There's a lot of rumors tonight that the Biden administration is desperate to cut a deal with Iran to solve all their oil problems. I think that's a big mistake. I think they were making the deal with one devil, Vladimir Putin, and they're exchanging it with another devil, Iran. I think it's going to be a disaster, but it shows how disjointed their energy policy is, how bad it is for America, and it needs to be changed.
To Phil's point, Congressman, we have AAA reporting the largest one-day increase in the national average for gas prices in recent history. Gas price spikes and inflation hit presidencies like the Nixon administration. From what you're hearing in Washington, how worried is the White House about a further plunge down, a deeper plunge in Biden's poll numbers when it comes to gas prices going up as it relates to an oil embargo on Russia?
Well, they have to be. Everywhere in East Tennessee you go, there's a sticker on a gas pump that says, "I did this," and there's a little picture of Joe Biden. They have to be worried. I I don't know if Biden is. I don't know what's going on inside his head, but I suspect his people are telling him to say, look, if we do this, if we stop taking the oil from Russia, it's going to cause inflation. If we go the other way, we're going to tick off our woke supporters. He's in the low 30s. I don't know what he's thinking, but he's not clearly thinking with his head. That's for sure.
All right, Congressman Burchett and Energy Pro Phil Flynn, thanks for spending time with us. It's good to see you.